This has been an absolutely incredible year for Transformers toys. So much, in fact, that I normally end the year with top 10 robots of 2020 whatever, but this year I just felt so overwhelmed with how many great Transformers toys there were. I did a poll. Hey, do you want me to just have a list of Transformers because there were just so many great ones? And people said yes. So this is a top 10 Transformers list. There will be top 10 action figures, which will include some other robot toys, top 10 1/6 scale, which include both pickups and releases in the year, and there's also going to be top 10 pickups, which are items that I got in the year but weren't necessarily released in the year. So, say if earlier in the year, it'll be on the list. Little spoiler alert, the BotCon Dark of the Moon Megatron. That's a pickup of 2023 that's a top pickup for me. But this is my top 10 list of Transformers that were released in the year 2023. And right now you're looking at the honorable mention. This is the Ultimate Optimus Primal. It is crazy that this is an honorable mention for me because I absolutely love it. And yes, I have all the Beast Battle Masters on him. Yeah, it's really, really incredible. But there were so many great toys for Rise of the Beast for me this year, and out of all the Optimus Primals, the one that I enjoyed the most goes to number 10, that being the Studio Series Leader Class. For many people, this wasn't really enough of a Leader Class to justify the Leader Class price, but for me, it just was so good I could look past it. And that's coming from someone who very rarely does justify these Voyager Plus Leader Classes. Something about this one, man, it just does it for me. But because of its price tag and everything, it does have it near the bottom of the list. There's so many toys that are not on this list. There's so many. It's kind of crazy how many there aren't. There are a few toys that were released in 2023 that I've yet to get. Doesn't mean that I won't get them. A couple honorable mentions for those are the Titan Nemesis. I just have not gotten around to getting that yet. And the Commander Class Ultra Magnus. I have not gotten either of those yet from 2023. And if you feel like there's any figures that are missing from my list, number 1, I may not have just gotten them. Number 2, I don't do a lot of third parties, so there's not really much third party on this list. And number 3, it's my list. You may really enjoy something that I just thought was okay, or I just enjoyed these ones more. There's a couple on this list that you may be like, really, that one? But I have very odd tastes in Transformers, as many of you are well aware. So number 10 goes to the Leader Class Studio Series Optimus Primal. Absolutely love this figure. I really cannot wait. I'm sure they're going to do an Ape Link retool of it. Really hope they do that sooner rather than later. So that is number 10. I need to leave a lot of space behind. Number 9, we're keeping the Studio Series Rise of the Beast train going with Cheetor. When I first got this Cheetor, I was number 1, one of the first people to get it. I got it from Amazon. And number 2, this was the very first Rise of the Beast toy I got. I fell in love with this toy. I fell in love with the toy, the design. I just thought it was great. Honestly, for me, like, my top 10 favorite toys of the year, oftentimes it's not like a judgment based on the objective quality, but I really assess and I think back to which ones made me the happiest when I got them. That's one of my biggest things. Like, which ones made me the happiest when I got them, and which ones did I keep coming back to throughout the year? Which ones did I keep bringing out and transforming and playing with? And Cheetor was definitely one of them. I do also really enjoy Rhinox and AirRaiser. I love a lot of the Rise of the Beast Studio Series toys. And there's actually more Rise of the Beast to come. But this one definitely made me very happy when I first got it. So that's number 9, Rise of the Beast, Voyager Cheetor. And number 8 goes to another Rise of the Beast toy. And I knew these were going to be on the list. And I finally picked my favorite, Yolopark AMK Bumblebee. I do need to say, he has the Cheetor upgrade parts on him now. However, he was already on my list before he got those Cheetor upgrade parts. I love this figure. It is a non-transforming figure from Yolopark, and they've sent me pretty much all their AMK figures so far, and I love them. This is not my favorite. My favorite is... Oh, nice. Good job, Cheetor. Good job. Normally, you stand just fine. You just hate me, don't you? My favorite is Scourge, but he came out very early this year, so he's not going to be on this list. But Bumblebee is definitely one of my top favorites. I think the thing that really did it for me was like the hinging on the knee pad, and I just love Bumblebee. This is my favorite Bumblebee design, and I just love this figure. So very easy number 8 goes to Yolopark Bumblebee. I do love all the other Yolopark AMK kits, but Bumblebee's my favorite. Next up is another Rise of the Beast toy. This is the last one, I promise. This is the last one. It goes to Voyager Optimus Prime. This thing is just fantastic. It's not perfect, but it made me very, very happy, and I've played with it so much. I have played with it a lot since I got it. And overall, it's just very nice. The transformation's really good. The truck mode does leave a lot to be desired, but it could be a lot worse. It's just so fun to pose. You can make his arm flap his sword. Nah, it's just came out. It has a lot of nice accessories, but I do feel like it could use maybe a bigger gun, you know, maybe 2 swords. I don't know. I definitely feel like I might get an upgrade kit for this guy at some point. I don't really do a lot of upgrade kits, but I've been debating getting one for this guy just to make him that little bit better. But this is definitely top 10 worthy for me. I really hope it becomes more accessible because it was a Target buzzworthy Bumblebee exclusive, which in my opinion is absolutely ridiculous. But hey, it's still pretty fun. I really like it. So that's what, number 7? Yeah, it's number 7. Next up, this is where it's going to start getting a little bit bigger. We have Nova Prime. This is definitely a retool of a toy that came out back in, like, what, 2019? So it's not the newest figure, that's why it's not super high up, but damn, this thing made me really happy when I got it. It is so cool. Even when it was revealed, I'm like, oh my gosh, they're finally making a Nova Prime. And I think this is a really cool mold to retool it out of. I did a whole video talking about how much I love this repaint, and how I think repaints can do a great job transforming a toy into something that it, you know, really wasn't before, but it pulls off so well now. It's a repaint of both Ultra Magnus and the Galaxy Upgrade kind of Cybertron Optimus Prime, and I just think it's great. Absolutely great. Definitely one of my favorites of the year. Hopefully I can have space for all these guys, because when I say it's going to get big, I am not joking. It's going to get pretty stupid big. And with this next one, it's really big. Next up, we're breaking into the top 5, and number 5 goes to Legacy Strongarm. So this is one I feel like is going to turn a lot of heads. Legacy Strongarm? Really? Let me tell you, I have not had a Transformers figure, especially a deluxe class, make me so happy in a long time, but this Strongarm really did. We got so many amazing deluxe classes this year. We got so many! But out of all of them, the one that just clicked with me the most, the one that spoke to me the most, the one that I kept playing with, that I, you know, took with me, that I kept by my desk to transform all the time, was Strongarm. Something about this. It's just a retool of Elita 1, but it's just so successful for me. I think it looks so great, and I just think they did such a great job translating the character design into a Legacy Generations format. I love it. Absolutely love it. There's so many other great deluxes we got, like I said, but this is definitely the highlight for me. I love this one. This one is going to go in the front, but you know the ranking. It's further ahead. It might be shocking for some that number 4 is not number 1, because it was number 1 for a lot of people, but it definitely had to be on my list. It was the conclusion of 12 Days of Botsmas, that being Legacy Armada. Ooh, that was a big click. Legacy Armada Commander Class Optimus Prime. This toy is fantastic. I've yet to get the Legacy Leader Class Armada Megatron, because I'm going to get the Galvatron. I just like those colors more. So I'm going to get the Galvatron of that mold. So I can't wait to have that to go up against this. And the reason why it's so low is because I don't really have an attachment to Armada Prime. It's very awesome. That's the attachment I have to it. But Armada was not my introduction to Transformers. My introduction was Transformers Cybertron. And then I kind of had a little bit of a break, and then the 2007 movie kept the interest alive just enough for me to creep into Transformers Prime, and that's where it took off. So I love the Armada design for Optimus. This toy is fantastic. but it's not my number one, but it definitely had to be in the top 5. Abso-freaking-lutely. So oddly enough, the next one is actually, here, let me set him over there. I think he'll work best over there. The next one is kind of on the smaller side, but if you know how much I hyped up this mold, you will understand that, of course, this is on the list. But I'm very surprised which version ended up on the list. The Legacy Tarn mold, but specifically Bludgeon. Tarn is definitely one of my favorite figures of the year, but I don't want to have the same mold on the list twice, and I like the Bludgeon repaint just a little bit more. I just love the colors. I love how dynamic he is with the sword. I just love this repaint just that little bit more for it to be on the list instead of Tarn. It's fantastic in my opinion. Absolutely my favorite toy of Bludgeon. I really can't see how they can't make a more fun Bludgeon toy than this. They can make one a little bit more accurate and faithful to G1, sure, but this just does it for me, dude. Like, this is the Bludgeon I've wanted all along. He's still a tank. He's got those awesome tread shoulder pads. Kind of gives him, like, big samurai shoulder pad vibes. I feel like a lot of the sculpt from Tarn translates well into Bludgeon. Great new head sculpt, great sword accessory. This is definitely my favorite Voyager class of the year. And it's my favorite mainline figure of the year, actually. It's my favorite mainline figure, the Tarn/Bludgeon. Now, if I did put Tarn on this list, Tarn would be, like, right behind Bludgeon, and we would just knock the Optimus Primal Studio Series off. But again, I didn't want to have the same toy twice, so I'm just showing Bludgeon here, but Tarn is definitely a very honorable mention. If this repaint did not exist, Tarn would be in its place. Absolutely fantastic. Alright, the camera has been moved up yet again to show off some of the last big boys. Number 2 is another one that shockingly some people may be surprised is not number 1. You may have heard those clicks. HasLab Death Saurus. I have not reviewed this guy. I likely will not because there's plenty of reviews out there already. I obviously do not have the old one to do an old versus new. And also, you can't really get it anymore. You know, why do a review if you can't really get it anymore unless you want to pay, like, extra pricing? But this guy, here, let me adjust my lighting because he's so tall. This guy is fantastic. He is the big, chonky Transformer of my dreams. This is my favorite, like, Hasbro Transformer figure of the year. Little spoiler for the last one, but this one is my favorite Hasbro Transformer. Obviously. I think Star Saber was number 1 last year. This year, 2024, I'm not sure what my number 1 might be. Maybe Tidal Wave? I don't know, that Tidal Wave looks great. It might be Tidal Wave this year. But this is definitely my favorite Hasbro Transformer of 2023. It's Death Saurus. Need I say more? Honestly. So, with that out of the way, I have left a spot dead in the middle for my number 1. And if you kept up with my reviews this year, you may know what it is. This may be a pretty controversial pick because of the nature of the toy. And some people hear the words non-transforming and think trash garbage, get it out of here. But no Transformers toy this year made me happier than the Iron Warrior DLX style Transformers Prime Optimus Prime. This thing makes my soul complete. Like I said at the beginning of the video, or earlier I should say, Transformers Prime is what really kicked off my passion for Transformers. And this figure that did come out in the year, it blew me away. I pre-ordered it. Well, I didn't pre-order it. I ordered it after, very shortly after it released, because I saw a couple of videos and I'm like, yeah, I need it. But I was thinking about pre-ordering it. And when I got it, man, it blew me away. It is very faithful to the DLX style of Transformers figure. Again, it does not transform. I understand that's going to be a big problem for a lot of people. Well, guess what? This is my list, and this is a Transformers product. It's a third party, actually, which is very funny. I said earlier in the video that I don't do third party, but my number 1 is a third party. Sometimes it just works out that way. Sometimes you step out of your comfort zone and you're very surprised to see that, hey, a third-party Transformers product ended up being my number 1. I did get plenty of other incredible Transformers products this year, but they weren't released in 2023. Like DLX Revenge of the Fallen Optimus, Dark of the Moon, BotCon Megatron, plenty of others. And if you want to see some of those, check out the upcoming top 10 pickups of the year. But with that being said, here is my top 10 Transformers of 2023. What an absolutely incredible year for the brand. I loved Transformers in 2023, and there's so many other great figures that came out. So many. We got some pretty nice ones from Earthspark as well. I really like the Deluxe Nightshade. Earthspark, I have not finished Season 1, but from what I have seen of it, I really enjoyed it. Rise of the Beasts is one of my favorite Transformers movies. It's not the best, it's not, because it's basically like a MacGuffin Michael Bay Transformers movie, but without all of the Michael Bay isms that I really can't stand. So that's why I really enjoyed it. I loved Rise of the Beasts. We got a great HasLab, a great Commander class. We got 2 great Commander classes. I just don't have one of them. We're starting to get some really incredible non-transforming Transformers figures as well. From Yolopark, 3-0, third parties. Non-transforming Transformers are really proving that not all Transformers toys have to transform to be absolutely incredible. And I know that's a controversial opinion that not everyone agrees with, but for me, I love both transforming and non-transforming figures. I would never just collect non-transforming figures, that's for sure. But I am very happy with this top 10. We have incredible figures here. Absolutely blown away looking at all of these. And it's not even all of the ones that I absolutely loved this year. There's so many that came out that I just can't get enough of. But these are the 10 most impressive to me. The 10 that made me the happiest. The 10 that I kept coming back to. The 10 that I just couldn't get enough of. This is it. Absolutely incredible year again. I definitely want to thank you guys for helping the channel grow quite significantly this year when it comes to Transformers content. And I'm thinking moving forward, I'm going to stick with having just a top 10 Transformers list because I love Transformers the most. It's my favorite toy to collect, by far. I love them. Can't get enough of them. Obviously, look at how much my room is overflowing with them. I have a whole box on my floor just of, like, new ones I don't have shelf space for. Like, I had to take the Bludgeon and Nova Prime out of that box because I don't have shelf space for them. I need to start packing some stuff away and make more room for Transformers. I am not joking. It is spread out that much. Alrighty, though, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what your top 10 list is down in the comments below. If you made a video sharing your top 10 list, please post the link in the comments. It will not be be posted immediately. I will have to automatically approve it, but I will definitely approve it if it is like a video of your top 10 Transformers. If you want to just list them, go ahead. If you feel like there's some on here that you're surprised aren't on here, let me know and let me know why. If you think that I am a fool for having Deluxe Strongarm on this list, I guess you just don't like it when I'm happy. I don't know. But yeah, let me know what you think. Special shout out to channel members, as always. Thank you all so much for the continued support. Have a great one, guys, and stay tuned for the next lists. I know I'm kind of late to the party on it. The beginning of the year was pretty hectic for me, but we're managing. We're getting there. And thank you again, guys. Have a great one, and stay tuned for the next lists. Bye.